You told me that your goal was to win a national title. Is that still the goal?
That's always the goal, is to win, every game is possible.
Your former teammate, Sonia Citron, also just had her first season in the WNBA. What was that like watching her play at the next level?
I'm so proud of everything that Sonia has accomplished. She had such a phenomenal year, and the way that she just went and translated what she did here at Notre Dame to the W.
One bold prediction for the Notre Dame 2025-2026 season.
We're going to shock a lot of people with all the new pieces that we have.
Where does your relationship with Olivia stand today? Hannah Hidalgo, welcome back to the Courtside Club.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
So excited to have you on. The last time we caught up was a few months ago at the end of your season. But before we jump into the basketball of it all, I have to know, what was your favorite thing non-basketball that you did this offseason?
I went to Aruba, so that was super fun with my friend. Actually, I went with Hassan, so we had a great time.
I think I saw some TikToks.
Yeah, we did a couple TikToks, some dancing ones, some fit ones, so it was so fun. It was beautiful.
Did you do some jet skiing, parasailing, beach things?
We did not do all that. We did a lot, but not too much. Actually, we did snorkeling, we rode horses, we did ATV riding. We got on boats and just toured the island, so it was beautiful. Great people, too.
Fun. Okay, so describe an ideal off-season day in the life of Hannah Hidalgo.
Yeah, typically, it's a decent break that I'm able to go home. So that depends. It varies. Sometimes I'll wake up, get in the weight room, and then hang out with my family, eat, and then go to the gym. But on campus, when I'm here, it's like, get up 5:15-ish, be here for weights at 6, and then it's like we'll have summer classes, so we'll go to classes and things like that, come back, do a workout, and then I pretty much have the rest of my day to myself.
Are you video gaming, movies,
chilling,
reading?
Probably driving around. I like to drive, probably go to Chicago a lot. Or explore other different areas, probably go to Ohio, Michigan, different places exploring.
Okay. I'm from Ohio.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's a little bit of a drive. I don't know.
I was going to ask, what's your favorite part of Ohio, but I don't know how often you've been there.
I just not recently, but just went. The most recent time was I went to see my sister in Ohio, and her husband was playing basketball, so it was quick.
Cool. So what about your off-season training? What have you been up to?
Yeah, a lot of weight room, a lot of getting in the weight, just working on my body, my strength. And I think, of course, improving my left hand always. There's so much areas of improvement that I can work on. And then extending my range, being more consistent at the 3, and then extending it, working a lot of hitting shots off the dribble and things like that.
What do those workouts consist of when you're getting in the gym? Because you talked about a lot of things that you're working to improve on, but do you break up the days where it's some days it's just the ball handling, sometimes it's the shooting, or is it the full scope?
Yeah, great question. I think typically it really consists of everything. It's really like a total workout. And then, I work with different people too. So I work with my dad, and we'll work with a lot of things, or, I work with my brother-in-law, and we'll work really everything, whether it's left hand, mid-range, off the dribble, stationary threes, it's everything.
Has your dad been a tougher coach than your college coaches?
That's a tough one. Honestly, different. I wouldn't say tougher, but definitely different. I think my dad, he pushed me and prepared me to what it would be like in college. And, Coach Ivey, she's, sort of kind of like my dad, maybe not as aggressive. My dad didn't care at all.
What do you mean didn't care at all?
My dad was screaming at me in the timeouts and on the floor, everything.
You Coach didn't care about getting at you, basically.
Yeah, no, not at all. Coach Ivey, she'll pull me to the side and talk to me. And my dad, he's just fiery.
Also, this off season, you were busy winning a gold medal.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Absolutely.
So you were with Team USA at FIBA AmeriCup. Can you break it down for those who might not understand kind of the Team USA system? Because from my understanding, you had to go kind of try out to make the team, right? And then soon after that, you just go play.
Absolutely, yeah. So it's a completely different setup because the USA committee will bring a whole bunch of collegiate women, and we go to the USA campus and we all try out together to see kind of who makes the team. So we try out for, I think, like 3 days, I think, and we'll have 2 practices a day with recovery included, food, everything. Weight room is all included too. And we just work, we play against each other, we scrimmage, they give us new plays. They like to see, like, and for USA, it's like the typical positions. If you're a point guard, you got to come in and be a point guard, run the team, make sure you know the plays, know where everybody's supposed to be at, talking loud. If you're, a wing, if you're a shooter, you got to make sure you're knocking down your shots. So, knowing the plays for USA, it's pretty stereotypical of like positions and things like that. So your role is a little different when you get to USA, but you come in, you try out, completely new team. A lot of women that you don't know, a lot of people you've never played with or against, and you guys got to come together and make it work. They win a gold medal.
What was that experience like, just stepping on the court? Were you nervous for that, like going into tryouts? Or were you confident that this was yours? You got this.
Yeah, I think maybe a little bit. I think I'm always kind of nervous, like going in the try, because I haven't really tried out since like AAU, like for a team, So you typically don't try out. I'm here playing at Notre Dame. I don't have to try out, to make the team. So of course it is a little nerve wracking, but I try and go in as confident as possible, knowing what got placed in me.
Were there any players there that surprised you or impressed you?
I pretty much knew all the players that were there, especially the ones that made the team. So I knew all their game, and honestly, they're all phenomenal women. They do their role really well.
You got to play with Maddie, a friend of yours.
Bestie, of course.
Do you think that you guys will team up sometime in the future?
I would hope so. I've been trying to recruit Madison since day one to come play with me in school, even though she's from Mississippi, and in AAU, in college. So I've been trying to recruit Madison for the longest time. But, hopefully one day it'll happen.
You guys have a gold medal together. It's proven. Yeah. You have the blueprint. It's a proven winning blueprint, So maybe in the WNBA, maybe the next level. But are there any players also on that team that you could see yourself teaming up with?
Honestly, there were so many great players. It was great playing with all of them. I was talking to Audie about coming too. I would love to play with her. I think she has great, personality. I think she's just, such a great player also. So I think that would also be fun. But honestly, all the women there on the team were, phenomenal players and great people to team up with.
I think I saw a couple dimes to her. She's got good hands around the rim. Yeah.
She does. Look, she plays her position so well. She's fun to play with.
You also joined Unrivaled during this off season. Yeah. Congrats on that. What was that like? Like how did you get in the mix there?
How did I get in the mix? Well, I can tell you about my experience. The experience was so fun. I think the way
I know you didn't play yet, but I mean, like...
Yeah, we didn't play, but it was like the way they did, like, everything. They had all of the top women collegiate athletes, like, all in the same space. They took such great care of us, whether it was, like, trainers. We had access to weight rooms. The housing was great. Just the people that kind of surrounded Unrivaled were just such great people. And really took care of us. So it was such a fun experience. The way they captured content and gave us access to, the Unrivaled court and experience. And it's, it's completely different experience. So to kind of see that was fun because it's new, so being a part of it for the first time was great.
They had you guys like acting too. I saw some commercials.
They did. I had to tune into my FTT a little bit and do a little bit of acting there, but it was fun.
So your dream 3-on-3 team, yourself included, and then you can use players who still college players. You can use the girls who are already in Unrivaled and the pros. And I think they have 6 players on a team.
I think so. I think
yeah. So tell me your dream 3-on-3 team.
Let's go with. That's tough. I'm gonna keep it in the Notre Dame family. I'm gonna go. Me, matter of fact, I'm gonna do me, Coach Niall, and Coach Sherrod Allen. Let's do that.
Okay, you got 3 more. You got your bench
Oh, a whole
too.
on the bench too.
Yeah, you got 6.
Okay, great. I'm gonna do. That's tough. I'm gonna do Sky, Enrique, and let's do Michaela Mabry.
Cool. Yeah, I was gonna say you and Skylar together
Man,
would
that
be
would be so fiery. I always
maybe
talk
the
about
like
playing with her.
feistiest
That's so fun.
team.
Absolutely, 100%.
What club from Unrivaled stands out to you?
Hootie Hoops. That's Skylar's team. The Owls, 100%. Actually, that was my locker room when I had went. So I had sent a picture to Sky. So they definitely stood out to me for sure.
Oh, cool. What did she say?
I forgot. I'm not gonna lie, but I know I said Hootie Hoops, and she says I'm like, yes, sir. So I love that.
Okay, so we need to see you guys out there when you're eligible to actually play in Unrivaled. We need the both of you on the court together.
One day, one day.
Your teammate or former teammate, Sonia Citron, also
Yeah.
just had her first season in the WNBA. What was that like watching her play at the next level?
Yeah, I mean, I'm so proud of everything that Sonny has accomplished. She had such a phenomenal year, and the way that she just went and translated what she did here at Notre Dame to the W. Just so proud of her and everything that she's done and that everything that she's doing. I was able to kind of go to a couple games, some here in Indiana. I went to one in DC, and it's just great. Just seeing her in person is so different watching her from the sideline than playing with her on the floor. And she's just such a brilliant player. Just knows the game so well. So I'm so proud of everything that she's done and that she's still doing.
Have you talked to her at all? Did she let you know like the difference maybe between going
absolutely.
from college to pros?
Yeah, I was able to see her after a game in DC and kind of talk to her about how different it is, and she's just like it's so much tougher, like so much more physical. It's different, but it's great. Like for her, like not having to do school and just being able to focus on basketball like all day. Get up, go do her practice, her lift, everything, and still have the rest of the day for herself. But just how much more physical it is, how much faster it is. But she loves it. She loves her position that she's in, the program that she's with, the people that she's playing with. And so I'm just so happy for her.
I mean, they have such a good young core on that team.
Absolutely.
It's so fun, and everybody just made that leap. Like her, Kiki, Lucy. I'm excited to see Georgia play also when she comes back from injury. But like, they just fit right in. I was like, oh, they're immediate pros. It was really cool.
Absolutely. The way they translated was super, super fun to see.
Any other WNBA players that you've been following this past season?
I became a big fan of NECA this season. Just watching her game, it's just so smooth. It was just so fun to watch her athleticism, just what she does on the court, how poised she plays. It was just so fun to watch.
And that's funny too, because obviously a completely different position than
absolutely.
you.
Yeah, of course. It's always fun watching Sky. Sky's my favorite player, but really about watching, Sky play, I was able to kind of get introduced to NECA, so it was so fun to watch.
I see why you've spent that extra time in the weight room now.
I know, yeah. I know.
The ladies you've been watching.
watching.
So you made the AP All-American team to start the season, obviously surrounded by other amazing players. So yourself, your friend Maddie Booker, Lauren Betts, Tanaya Latson, and Sarah Strong. Any of these players that you're excited to face up against this season?
Well, we'll be facing up against Sarah with UConn for sure. I don't think anybody else is like definite that we're matching up against.
So maybe just in the tournament if you see them
yeah,
there.
maybe in the tournament. But of course, it's always exciting to play UConn. Just that long time rivalry is just always fun to be a part of because it's not just it's bigger than just me and this team. It's been going on for many years now, so it's always fun. It's always just a friendly rivalry. So that, but I always love playing against Madison. I played against her in AAU and then played against her once here in college. So she's 0 for 2 against me right now. So I'm able to see her in the tournament. It's always fun seeing her play and playing against her.
Yeah, and speaking of UConn, obviously, Paige went to the WNBA, but I don't know if UConn lost a step with that squad that they have.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, UConn has always been such a powerful team, such a dynamic team, and they all play so well off of each other and play with each other so well. But so they're gonna be great this year.
So last year when you were on this show, you guys were cruising. You told me that your goal was to win a national title. So you have a brand new team in the locker room this year, but is that still the goal?
Yeah, for me, I think that's always the goal is to win. Every game is possible, but especially win a title. And I got an ACC championship, but of course, the big chip is always been my goal ever since I've been here.
I've heard you say that you hate losing even more than you enjoy winning.
Right.
Yeah, is that true?
That is 100%. I feel like the wins is like I'm supposed to win. As like my mind says, like, okay, you win, you great, you enjoyed in the moment. Okay, on to the next. But I feel like the losses, like I sit there and think, like, man, what could I have done better to help my team, win? Like, what could I have done differently? How could I have been shift better and help? How could I have rebounded more, set up my teammates more? So I feel like I just sit with the losses so much more because, like, growing up, I wasn't used to losing. I think especially with like AAU or like school, like we just won so much. So like when you get to college and the competition level is different. It's like everybody you play against is great and was going to the next level. So it's like, man, it just hurts to lose, of course.
How does Coach Ivey keep you guys together after wins and losses? Is there like a certain message that she gives you guys?
Yeah, Coach Ivey's our core, and we go really as she goes. So she's always telling us the things that we need to improve on, and kind of giving us that feedback. She's always watching film with us. She really sets the tone for us, of course. So, but then afterwards, it's like nothing we can do about it. Like if we lose, it's like, okay, we're gonna get back in the gym and we're gonna correct our mistakes. We're gonna fine tune these things, but we're going to, kind of move on to the next play and, of course, talk about the future and what's to come.
So with your new team, any players currently for this season that fans should keep their eye out for?
Yeah, I've been asked this question. It's a secret. I don't want to give all my secrets and let anybody know, but, of course, Coach Ivey really, restock. So it's going to be so fun with the pieces that we have. We just have, great people, and, great talent and people that, want to work and do the dirty work and work hard. So it'll be exciting, but I can't give all my secrets yet.
Wow. So we just have to wait and see.
Just have to wait and find out.
I mean, Notre Dame has always kind of been a powerhouse. You guys have that prestige in a way, but we have a new team, so we'll have to see.
No, you guys have
that's one thing that's exciting about the college game now is, we're getting a mix of that, and you see that more in the pros. One of the biggest storylines, obviously, from last season was your former teammate, Olivia, transferring to TCU. And I know that there was some things going on online. I do want to give you the platform to kind of clear up any misconceptions and just let us know, like, where does your relationship with Olivia stand today?
Yeah, I addressed this question before. Liv decided to make the best move for her, which she thought was best for her, and wish her all the best. I'm here with my teammates now, a completely new team, and I'm focused on them and how to be the best leader for them, and I'm excited for, what's to come and what we're going to do as here at Notre Dame.
Perfect. And that's the thing, too. This happens so much in the men's game, especially in pros, and people don't bat an eye. And it frustrates me sometimes how much in the women's space, and you don't have to respond to this, how people will take certain things and make them something that they're not. Two fantastic players, taking different career paths at this time in their college career. And you know what? It's going to be exciting if you guys go up against one another, and I'm excited to follow both of your journeys. But
absolutely.
Yeah. So top 3 teams that you're excited to play against this season.
Ooh, okay, first, of course, UConn. That'll be fun, absolutely. USC, we play against them. That'll be extremely fun. And I think Ole Miss. Those are my top 3 games I'm circling on my calendar.
So what does USC look like without Juju on the floor? Because obviously she's a superstar in herself, but they have some good pieces there.
Yeah, of course. Well, we know Juju is a phenomenal player. But I don't know. I don't know kind of how they look in, practice or their scrimmage. I guess we'll just have to see and find out.
So it's a surprise for all of
It
these
is
teams.
a surprise for you, me, everybody.
We have a few more days and then the world will be on notice.
Absolutely.
Your NIL resume is also expanding. Any new brand partnerships you're excited about?
I wouldn't say new. I would say my existing ones I'm really excited about. Of course, Icy Hot is something always to be, excited about. Just being, a Notre Dame sponsor is always fun. And then Red Bull, love working with Red Bull. They're always sending me, new cans, different flavors to try. So, just being a partner with them, as like a family is always fun.
Because Enrique is there too, yeah?
Yeah. Actually, she had surprised me when I was doing some Red Bull content and came before the UConn game, actually. So that was awesome.
And what's your dream brand partnership?
Honestly, I wouldn't say I have a dream brand partnership. I just kind of go with, what God puts on the table for me and, what my agents kind of bring. And so, kind of whatever happens.
Do you feel like with NIL and just kind of your stardom rising as it continues to grow, as you continue to play, has there been any extra pressures, or how do you mitigate the outside noise and kind of stay focused on what's ahead?
Right. I think there's always some type of pressure that come with being an athlete. You're always put on a stage in front of thousands of people, with just the cameras and, the media. So there's always pressures in that, and just being an athlete and just wanting to perform to the best of your ability. But I feel like for me, I have a great foundation. I have a great support system. When things start getting crazy, I'm able to kind of take myself away from social media and, just focus on my relationship with Christ and kind of become grounded if my mind starts to get too rattled. And then on top of that, my support system is great. They're always there for me, always there to be a listening ear or to give me advice when I need it, with my parents, my coaches, or just other people that just been mentors to me are always there for me. So that really helps me kind of separate myself from any pressures that the world might bring onto me.
Do you guys have anything that goes on like in the locker room to make sure that as a team you guys also stay together?
Yeah, I think we're so tight knit. We do so many things together, whether that's going on retreats or just going out to eat. And so it's really a family here, and friends. So anytime I feel like anything is going on that's even outside of basketball, we're able to kind of go to one another and just be that listening ear, if anybody needs it. And I think that's so big. And I don't know about any other team, but I know it feels great to have that here, with the players here. So anything that's like going on outside of basketball, everybody knows that, you can go to somebody here on the team.
Cool. What are you majoring in, by the way?
FTT, so that's film, theater, and television.
Cool. Yeah, because I think you said recently that you did want to do media after your playing career.
Yeah, probably after basketball, I probably would want to be a coach just to stay in the game as long as possible. But then probably something with, broadcasting. I'm working with that in front of the camera or even behind the camera, learning how to work all that too.
Cool. It's funny because so many people now are like, oh, you don't need college. You can learn skills, whatever. Like I studied broadcast journalism. I learned so much. So I don't know if you will have like the same experience as me, but I'm sure with your major, like anyway.
Yeah, they introduced me. I took so many, sports classes here already, and just kind of getting into, now that I'm a junior, getting more into my major focus. So focusing more on, these broadcasting classes and, how to be poised in front of the camera, the questions to ask, or how to work the camera, things like that.
Yeah. I think it was also, I think your appearance on the Dan Patrick show also, you talked about Kyrie a bit, being one of your favorite players. Anything from his game that you've tried to implement or hoping to implement into yours as my cat comes back into the mix? Here, Sunny, I'm going to put you down, okay? Yes. We both love Hannah so much. I'm going to put you down. Sorry.
No, of course. I think just his ability to create, of course, his ball handling is unlike anything that I've ever seen before. So his ability to kind of just, maneuver around, players, or just his different finishing package is crazy. So I think it's so elite, and just watching how he scores the ball, how he handles the ball, how he shoots the ball. I think he's just a great guard to watch.
Cool. You haven't met him yet or spoke to him yet?
No, I don't think I've ever have.
Because he's a huge fan of the women's game, so I feel like at some point, I'm sure you guys will cross paths. Because I know he's always.
Hopefully, he can come to a Notre Dame game.
We got to get him courtside, and then Jasmine Sullivan also. You said that on the last interview.
I'm gonna keep saying that until she comes.
We have some work to do. Okay, before I let you go, one bold prediction for the Notre Dame 2025-2026 season.
A bold prediction. I would say we're going to shock a lot of people with all the new pieces that we have.
Okay. We will just have to see.
Yes,
and you're staying tight-lipped on that, so I couldn't get for any further information. No, that's good. That's good. That's a good marketing now. We all have to watch. So
absolutely. Bring the fans.
Hannah, where can everybody find you on socials and keep up with what you're doing?
Yeah, on IG and TikTok, it's Hannah.Hidalgo3, and then on Twitter, it's Hannah Hidalgo.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for coming back on. Absolutely. I appreciate you.